And it does look like to me that Eric Bailly's days at Manchester United are probably coming to an end, because it's looking like he's another fucking Phil Jones. Now, obviously we've seen the emergence of Axel Tuanzebe after a long layoff in Paris against PSG, and he was absolutely fantastic for Manchester United. And the one thing that we really have lacked in that centre of defence has been a lack of speed. And Core he is a very quick player for Manchester United, we know that. And he literally had Mbappe in his pocket. He was fucking fantastic in this game, considering it was his first game back after so long, and we've really lacked that. I mean, the defence has been absolutely appalling. Whichever one out of the three of Bay, Lindelof or Maguire has played this season, they're not reading any of the danger. They've been very, very poor for Manchester United. And he may complement Harry Maguire very, very well with his pace, because Harry Maguire really does lack that pace out the centre of defence. But I think Manchester United might end up going for a similar starting lineup to what they put out in that previous game. Now, that is due to the fact that I'm not confident that Harry Maguire will make this match for Manchester United. If he does, he will probably revert back to Lindelof and Maguire, and then play Shaw or Telles at left back, and play Wan-Bissaka at right back, and obviously De Gea put in goal. Now, props to De Gea, because I've wrote De Gea off recently. He did make a mistake for Spain the other week, and I thought these days were numbered in the Manchester United goal. But the last two games he's been fantastic for Manchester United. If he can continue this form, he could maybe show the form that he's shown over the last sort of 4 or 5 years prior to these last 2 years. Then we're back in business with De Gea. But it's whether he can keep this up long term, and if he's still got a mistake in him for Manchester United. But really pleased there. But if obviously if Harry Maguire's not fit, then I think he's going to go with Shaw, Tuanzebe and Lindelof again. I don't think I mean, he might go for Lindelof and Tuanzebe, but I think he would be a bit concerned there, because I don't think Lindelof's been good enough, and I think he's worse than Harry Maguire. I know Harry Maguire's had his problems of late, but I think generally I think that Harry Maguire is the better of the two centre backs there, and I think he will probably go for the back three, even though it is at home for Manchester United. But we had good chances, even though we played about 5 in that game. Manchester United looked like the better team to win the game yesterday, and against PSG, and in fact we did end up winning the game. I mean, on Tuesday, sorry, we did end up winning the game, and it did look like Manchester United with a better team and going for it. I mean, Pogba come on in order to try and help us get the win, because I said the win was there for the taking, and if we hadn't won that game, I would have been annoyed, because it was there for the taking for Manchester United. I really did believe that. Now, so I wouldn't say the back 5 isn't everyone's cup of tea. It hasn't always been my cup of tea, I admit that. But you've got to do what you've got to do. And I don't know if he trusts Lindelof and Tuanzebe as a pairing on their own. And he could play Telles again and play the same back 5 as he did in that game. Now, he may well go for the same team as he went for pretty much in that PSG game, apart from Anthony Martial, because Scott McTominay played with one eye in that first half in the win over PSG, because he lost a contact lens, so that was great. But it was a bit of a worry he didn't take him off any time in the game, because he was one rash challenge away from getting sent off, and they were trying to target him. So I'm not sure whether him and Fred are going to start again. There's a chance they probably will start in that midfield. He could switch one around and bring Pogba back in. I'm not too sure there, but it will be something like that. I can't see Donny van der Beek coming in somehow, but I could see maybe McTominay maybe coming out and bringing Pogba in there. That's the only real change I could really sort of see there. Bruno Fernandes is obviously going to keep his place in the team, fantastic, and I think he should personally probably be the captain for Manchester United. But Harry Maguire will be, if he comes back into this team, or to the team for this game or for future games if he comes back in. Now, the forward line, I'm not too sure what he's gonna go for in terms of the actual forwards. I mean, is he gonna go? If he goes for the back 5, is he gonna go with? I'm not too sure what he's going to do if he does go for the back 5. Is he going to bring Greenwood back in and go with Rashford and Greenwood as a pair, or what? I'm not too sure. He could bring Mata back in into the fold, because I'm not sure what's up with Greenwood at the moment. I've said that Greenwood's not injured. He's coming out saying he's injured. The papers are now reporting that Greenwood's been being late for training, and that the people inside the club are not happy with Mason Greenwood for this, and that Solskjaer's covering it up. I did think that there was something else. I wasn't sure what was wrong, whether he doesn't really like Greenwood or what, but he seems to be covering something up. He didn't clarify what the injury was. He said it's a niggle and he can't comment on that, and that's for the medical staff to talk about. But you could say if he's got a niggling ankle or hamstring or whatever it is, but he was running around like a madman in training on the day of the PSG game, but the previous game he wasn't in training, so maybe he does have a niggling injury. So that could be the reason, because we didn't see him in training that day, but the second day we did see him in training. If he's only had one training session back after 2 or 3 days layoff, that might have been why he wasn't picked. But maybe his off the field problems are still there as well. So I'm not too sure if he's actually going to play this game or he's going to be on the bench or not. But if he's fully fit and that, he should really be at least on the bench, because we could put Dan James up there with Marcus Rashford to use that pace to maybe catch them on the counter attack. That could be something that Manchester United use. I'm not a big massive fan of Dan James, but his pace could cause Chelsea problems, and he did score in this fixture last season after coming off the substitutes bench when we did beat them 4-0. But I can't see him bringing in Cavani or Ighalo from the start of this game, so it does limit our options if we're playing up with two forwards up front, with playing a back five or however we're playing. It does limit our options of who he's going to play as a forward, whether he's just going to go Marcus Rashford as forward if we play a back four. I'm not too sure, but there's a lot for Solskjaer to conundrum and think about for this game. But obviously Martial has been in poor goal scoring form this season, hasn't had a single shot on target, so it is disappointing there, but he obviously is banned anyway for this game, so it does remain to be seen. But when called upon, Matt has been good this season when called upon, and part of the end of last season, so if he does get picked, then fine, he does get picked. But I'm not too sure. I can't really see Greenwood coming back in and straight away starting, but you never know with Solskjaer, because Axel Tuanzebe hadn't played for about 9 or 10 months and come back in and was flawless in that game. Not saying that Greenwood will come back in and be flawless, but I think Greenwood is our most clinical goal scorer that Manchester United have. He is a ruthless finisher and always liable of a goal, but his overall performances I don't think have really warranted always a starting lineup, a place in the starting lineup. But you have to put him in the team at times, because he's always liable of that goal and can score a goal out of nothing. So that is why he's been put in the team on a number of occasions, but he does not need to up his overall performance. Now Chelsea have had a lot of injury problems at the back, and I don't know who's going to actually play at the centre-back positions, but whoever's been playing there's been poor. Zouma was poor last weekend, along with Kepa in goal, but it looks like Mendy is now back because he played against Seville in the Champions League, and I think he had a good game. Kepa has been absolutely fucking abysmal for Chelsea, so that is a downer. He probably won't be playing in goal for Chelsea. But at the back, Zouma hasn't always been convincing. They've got Thiago in there now. Did make a mistake recently against West Brom, but he's new to the league and to the team, and he's an aging player, but he is an experienced player. But they've got problems in there. Christensen, I don't really rate him at the back. They don't seem to want to play Rudiger, so he's probably one of their better centre-backs. So we could definitely get at this Chelsea team with our pace from the likes of Marcus Rashford, James, whoever's playing in them positions, up in the attacking positions, could really get at this Chelsea team. I really do believe that. But they've got players like the likes of Timo Werner that could really cause Manchester United some problems. Scored 2 fantastically taken goals last weekend, but he's still looking to find his feet in the Premier League, so you can't expect too much. It's his debut season for him. But they've got the likes of Mason Mount as well. They've got some good attacking players, Chelsea. The likes of Kai Havertz has come into the league and started slowly, but did score last time out. But they did throw that game away last time out against Southampton, where they were 2-0 up. So it gives me confidence that Manchester United can potentially score goals. Hopefully we'll get another penalty and the meltdown will be there. I'm going to put my neck on the line and say Manchester United win this game 2-1. I'm not sure why. It could, I'm not confident that Manchester United are going to win. It could be a 1-1 draw. Chelsea could even win this game. It's one of them. But I'm putting my neck on the line. Chelsea haven't been in great form either, so could be a 2-2 draw. I think there's going to be goals in this one. I can't expect it to be a 0-0. affair, this one, but you never know. That was Chelsea's first 0-0, I believe, under Frank Lampard in that game in Seville. So you can't really expect too many of them. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you're watching this on Facebook, do hit that share button. If you're watching it on YouTube, please do hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to about 4 or 5k subscribers by the end of the year. That would be fantastic. And I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.